What's happening, peeps and peepants? Hope you guys are having an awesome day. This is going to be a video where we're going to take a in-depth look of the new the new ship that is called the Somerville. Now it is currently on sale because it's like brand new and it was brought out yesterday. Yesterday was let me check, 24th of September 24th. That they released this thing. Now they did release it as a pack, so I bought 2-pack. I bought 2-pack, but anyway, I bought the no, not this one. Where is it? This one right here. So you have 2 ships, one from the Klingon faction, one for the Federation. You're also going to get 3 of these fleet modules if you buy the pack, obviously, and also 5 master keys that are included in the pack. Now, all honesty, I believe it was like 5,000 Zen or 4,000. No, I believe it was 5,000 Zen before I actually purchase these. Shit, you know what, let me just check. Let me just switch over to another character and check. Yeah, right here it is 5,000 Zen and it is currently on sale, so it's 20% off. So here we are back. I don't know about you guys, but I think 5,000 Zen, this thing should be a beast. Now I have not flown this thing 1 meter, 1 inch in space, so I have no idea how it's going to fly, but what we know is that this bundle is a lot of Zen, to be honest. What was the ship bundles? Look, you get like we used to get like a mega bundle for like, you know, 12,000 Zen for like 9 ships, and now we're getting, for 5,000 Zen, we're getting 2 ships, ship modules, and also 5 master keys. I don't know about you guys, but I think that stuff is getting expensive in STO, and I have no idea if these ships are actually worth it or not. Let me just go to featured. No, I want to see the ship. Oh, it is well there. Okay, cool. All right, so this is the ship that we're going to do the review all about. Now there is also some weird thingy right here. I don't know what era this is. Maybe James Kirk era that has, you know, these really huge warp nacelles. Kind of look like if this was like in water, kind of look like flotation devices. It's kind of weird, but it is what it is. And also a preview of the top side. So what we're going to do right here, I'm going to read all of the information that Cryptic has provided us right here, a little bit of backstory about how this ship has come to be. I'm going to go through all of the information, all of the statistics that Cryptic has provided us. We're going to take a closer look at modification, what kind of modification we can actually do, and then heading off into space, do some comparison, how big this ship is in comparison to another ship, the Lucari science ship, the Dorito or whatever, the triangle ship, whatever you call it these days. And then we're going to take it in combat. Now I am interested in how these ship actually have come to be, so I am going to read all of this information that Cryptic has provided. So it says here, the ship is also part of a 2-ship cross-faction Intel Science bundle at a discount. Now, as you guys know, 5,000 Zen, 20% off, because it's just being released and they're like motivating you guys or giving you an incentive to buy these things. So at a discount is going to cost you 4,000 Zen. Now, I already stated my opinion. It's a little bit much just to have 2 ships, or it's going to be, you know, just right, and this ship is going to be overpowered in any way. But we are going to take a fine comb through this thing, and we are going to make it beautiful. Anyway, this ship can be equipped. Upon completing the tutorial, and performer will improve throughout the leveling experience. Now, something, if you guys are new to the game or have returned to this game for a long time, Cryptic has implemented a new system where you can actually use older, or at least the newer ships with like a character that is just coming out of the tutorial. So if you make a new character, you can actually use these ships with that new character, and basically after level 11 and 12 or something like that. Whenever you're done with the tutorial, you can actually use this ship, but it's not going to be at the full capacity. It's going to have like a low amount of weapon slots, a low amount of console slots, and also not the right bridge officer seating, so you're not going to have this ship to its full potential. Now, the higher your character is going to come with getting leveled up and stuff like that, more things are going to unlock. Really cool system. I highly recommend you guys actually using this system if you have some kind of like, you know, if you're making new alts and stuff like that. But let's read this thing. The Somerville Intel Science Vessel Tier 6 is a design for the core of Starfleet's value. This ship is equipped for exploration, scientific mission, and information gathering. However, the realities of a dangerous galaxy also require this vessel to be a combat capable vessel. As such, this vessel features a powerful defensive shielding, a standard Starfleet complement of ship's weaponry, and a powerful deflector dish to literally manipulate the battlefield as needed. Wow, very, very cool. Intelligent Starship features a cloaking device. What? This thing features a cloaking device? Are you kidding? A active sensor and a active sensor array. The former allows the starship to cloak while not in combat, and the latter allows the intel craft to gather information about the target to expose the vulnerability in their defenses. Via the Gather Intel series of abilities, all intel ships are also capable of passive warp signature masking, which grants the ship a tiny amount of stealth, rendering the undetectable at long range. Rendering the ship undetectable at long range. This passive stealth bonus is removed when the starship activates its cloaking device. Now, I did not know that this thing actually had a cloaking device. That actually is really good. And as you guys see, it's just a cloaking device, not a combat cloak. So you cannot use it in combat. So it's not just like the Klingon cloak, just a normal cloak. This console comes with the wow, somebody messed up right here. This ship comes with the mycelial spore burst universal console. When activated, this console spawns cloud of mycelial anomalies behind you as you move. When an anomaly gets close enough to a foe, it will latch on, dealing electrical damage to it and foes near it for a short duration. Oh my god, somebody made so many typos on this thing. I am just, even me, that's, my English is not like the primary language or first language, whatever you call it. That is just bad. That is bad. But anyway, this console additionally provides a passive boost to starship sensors and particle generator. It may be equipped in any ships, any one of these consoles at any ship at any given time. After achieving level 5 in your Somerville Intel Science Vessel Tier 6, you will obtain the Spore Infused Anomaly Starship trait. While this trait is slotted, activating a Science or Intel Bridge Officer ability will cause your Bridge Officer summoned anomalies to deal electrical damage and drain the power levels of all foes nearby. Ooh. I am taking serious notes that this thing is going to be very useful for all of the science people, captains amongst us, because what I'm reading right now, this is definitely science heavy and might be very interesting to people that spawn like gravity wells or like, you know, those vapor clouds. What's it called? Warp eject. Is it warp eject? No, it's not warp eject. I don't know, the clouds that actually comes behind your ship. One of my bridge officers actually has that ability, but anyway. So this is available to Starfleet and Starfleet Allied, this particular vessel. The other one is available for the KDF. That's kind of really weird looking ship. which one was that? Anyway, I'm going to take a closer look on that later. So must complete the tutorial with a shield modifier of 0.85 that is going to scale with your level. Sorry, hull modifier of 0.85 and a shield modifier of a 1.27. Very high shield. Very cool, very cool. I like that. Low amount of hull though, but really high amount of shield. So it has 3 weapons on the front and 3 weapons on the aft. Obviously a science ship, so not going to be doing a lot of damage wise, so it doesn't need a lot of weapons, even though it has room for 6 of those guns that you can equip. Let's see, console modification: 3 tactical, 3 engineering, and 4 science. Now, we already know this thing is going to be science heavy, so the more slots that you have on your science is going to enhance all of your science abilities. Very cool. With a base turn rate of 16 degrees per second, impulse modifier of 0.18, inertia rating of 65, plus 5 to weapon power, and also plus 15 to auxiliary power. I wish they actually put the weapon power to shield power, because this is definitely a shield tank. You get, like, I believe this is like the highest that you actually have currently, if it's if it's science related, 1.275. Okay, so reading on, continuing. Console universal, the mycelial spore burst, the sensor analysis, subsystem targeting, secondary deflector slot, and also active sensor arrays. So very nice. This thing also comes with the gathering of intelligence, so it's going to expose the vulnerability in defenses, weapon system, critical system, and also the Starship package, or ability package, I should say. Science vessels, so EPG right there is going to give you exotic damage. Advanced shield system, that's going to give you a shield hit points. Enhance restorative circuitry, that's going to give you healing. Reactive shielding technology is going to give you shield regeneration and also hardness. Hardness is like damage resist basically. And also spore infused anomaly, that's going to be the Starship trait. Now it looks very weird. Some of you actually compared it, oh my god, I don't believe I actually can say this, but to like one of those no, I'm not gonna say it, but on the comment section, probably you guys have read it already. The way it looks is really flat out, kind of like, really like a donut shape, or kind of like a donut, but flatten out like a pancake. So I don't know what to say about this there, but let's go to the customization and see what kind of customization we can do on this particular ship. This is the customization. Now, at default comes equipped with the Hernandez template. I don't know why, but we are liking, we're going to do the Somerville. So, like I said, really flat out ship. Now I can zoom out, but I cannot zoom in more than this. Now, in previous videos, I have ranted, I believe, long enough. We actually need a new user interface for this particular ship, or at least this particular option that it is in Star Trek, because we don't see the ship in its full detail. Look at that. It's like clipping on the upper part, and it's not even actually good because we only have relative like 60%, not even on the screen where we can actually view this ship. There should be more added to this part because we actually want to look at what we are customization. We can actually we need to look at what we are customizing. That's what I wanted to say. Anyway, so we got 2 templates, the Hernandez right here, with 2 awesome Bussard collectors that are spinning around. Very cool, very cool. I'm kind of liking this a little bit, even though it's like the older design These things look like torpedoes if you look at them from the back. Very cool. And this reminds me of what's that ship name? I forgot the name of the Discovery ship. Man, I forgot the... Okay, never mind. I forgot it. But this is how it looks like. We do have different window types. So if you guys focus on this inner part right here where the lights are, that is going to be where the windows are going to change. So we got the Hernandez, just the normal Hernandez windows, I'm guessing. I'm going to switch over between Hernandez and 1 so you guys can actually see the comparison between these two. So that's type 1. I'm going to go for type 2 and 1. So you guys can actually see 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. So you guys can get a closer look. 5 and 4. 6, 5 and 6, and type 0. Oh, I'm liking 0. I'm liking 0 a lot. My personal preference right there. So we got type, whoa, we got a lot of these things. A lot of material types. Okay, so type 7 is at default. So we got the Discovery era, Starfleet type 1 material type. I don't know about you guys, but this is definitely not my cup of tea, even though it kind of looks a little bit of badass when it's like in the like there, when it's like in the shadow, it's not being reflected any sunlight on top of it. Look at that. That's kind of like very nice, stealthy. We got type 2, highly reflective surfaces. Really cool glow that is on top. Very nice. Lots of materials for you guys to customize this thing. We got type 3. I'm liking type 3, even though it's a little bit too much. It's a little bit like crowded. What am I seeing? So many stuff, right? So many stuff. When it comes to details, you know, you don't want to be like put into put into a mode. It's like, what the hell am I watching? And I do enjoy these fins up here that they are like right here on the warp nacelles. You can actually see them. They're like sticking out of the ship. Very cool. We got type 4. Now this is too much. It's like the Mako design on the uniforms, but it's like for a ship and it's like really, really crowded. I have no idea what I'm looking at. The details are actually lost because of like there are so many details. Number 5. If you guys want just the plain version of this ship, very cool. All right, moving on. Type 6. Well, again, too much details on one particular area. Okay, so we got the intelligent. Oh my god, loving it. This is basically like the Section 31 kind of feel and, you know, look to it. Very nice. I do apologize for all of the people logging in and out, but my friend list is really big in SEO. And definitely liking all of you guys that have befriended me on SEO. So definitely, If you still have not friended me, how dare you? Anyway, going over to type 1. I like type 1. It's basic, it's simple, has that reflective glow, very cool. Those things, what are these things right here? That's cool. It has them both sides. See, that's why we need to zoom in. I have no idea what I'm seeing right here. Ah, man. I have to use demo record just to see what's going on under that ship. And for all of you new players out there, demo record is just like a program that we use to make really cool screenshots and, you know, do some movie magic. Those cinematics that you guys see, those are made with demo record. Stick to the channel because there is going to be a tutorial coming out of demo, or at least from this channel, highlighting demo record. Just some in-depth review on what it is and what you can actually do with it. Really cool. I hope you guys are going to pay attention because you can make really cool and intricate screenshots with that. So that is type 2. I'm moving on to type 3. Now, unfortunately for the viewers from the channel that are enjoying Star Trek on the console, you guys, I have no idea if you guys have actually have demo record implemented in your game client. But as it is right now, I only know demo record for the PC users, so I have no idea if there is something like demo record for the consoles. But as it is right now, we are definitely happy with a demo record for the PC because there are lots of options that you can actually do. This is, by the way, material type number 4. I'm kind of liking number 4. It's a little bit like old-fashioned because these material types have been in the game for ages right now, and it's still, you know, it's still enhancing the ship. Or at least it's giving it a different vibe than normal. Very cool. And I do love these new Bussard collectors. Or at least not the new ones, but new to this ship. These triangle stuff. Very cool. Okay, so type 5. Type 5 is a more plain version, a little bit of a downscale to type 4 that we just saw. Very nice. All right, type 6 is the little reflective surfaces that you guys see really high. Now, some of you actually told me like lower the bloom intensity. That's not part of the problem that you guys are seeing the highly reflective surfaces right now. This is the way that this material type number 6 actually has meant to be. So it's like highly glossy, highly reflective. So we are going to move on to 7. Now 7 is the way that this ship comes with. So I'm going to go to 8. I am liking number 8. Very nice. I do love the open like saucer section right here, so you can actually look through it, just like the Discovery actually had like that open saucer. Very nice. What else do we got? 8B. So what is this? This is basically just like the James Kirk era of material types that they used. I'm liking it. But then I'm liking most of these material types, to be honest. Very cool. So we have the upgraded version of all of these material types. Basically like battle ready right now. Very nice. So if you look closely, I believe this is like the hangar bay that people can actually used to get in and out of the ship with shuttles. But what is this? What is this? Are these like torpedo tubes right here where they can fire torpedoes at? But why only to the right of the ship? Because to the left there is a bridge, obviously. Okay, we got the NX refit. If you're nostalgic about stuff, you can actually use these material types. It kind of looks good though, because I'm really enjoying the blue, dark blue glow when this thing is not facing the sunlight. Very cool. Kind of looks like an inner sphere or something like that, you know, just like the Borg should have. The veteran version. Now the veteran version is only available to people. Ooh, that is so nice. Look at that. Oh, that bluish is awesome. As I was saying, the veteran is only available to people that actually bought the game, that actually spent money purchasing. I believe it's like 300 or 400 U.S. that you have to buy the game. And if you want to buy the game, I would definitely wait until they have some kind of like price reduction, like sale or something like that, so you don't have to buy the game in its, you know, in its full price. The NX version. So there are two NXs right here. So you got the NX refit or just the NX version. And currently we're looking at the NX. Very nice. It's a little bit too much brown color, but it's there for you to choose. And whoa, wait a minute. So this is the Enterprise James Kirk era materials. Maybe I was wrong. Cool, very cool. Now, obviously, yes, so you can mismatch components and different styles. I'm definitely interested in how this thing is going to look like. If we put up the warp nacelles from the Hernandez right here, let's see. It looks weird. It looks weird. Okay, this thing is the outer hull. Wow, this actually changes the ship completely. Look at that. So the inner hull or the Hernandez or the Somerville. A typo here as well. Somerville. Where is the R? Somerville. Man. Here as well. No, here is Somerville. Here is Somerville. We got the Somerville in whole is a little bit of a typo. Now, obviously, you can add pattern overlays and stuff like that to make it more appealing to you. I'm just selecting something at random right here, and you can actually change the colors of that particular style of play. Now, what is really, yeah, something like that to mismatch. Does this thing actually, oh, okay, so it's the inner part right here. And also gold trims, very nice. I kind of like it, you know what it reminds me? It just struck me. This thing reminds me of like Thunderbirds. I don't know if you guys actually watch that TV show or cartoon TV show, whatever it's called. This thing reminds me, the way that these nacelles actually look like is definitely like Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds are a go. Oh, maybe I'm just showing my age, but I used to watch Thunderbirds, yes. And to all of the new players out there, and by new I mean young players, are like, what the hell is Thunderbirds? Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to cancel all of the changes, and we are going to head into space to do a comparison between two ships. Now we are comparing this thing against the Lucari science vessel. You guys should have this, and if you are new to the game or, you know, returning player, you don't have access to this particular ship, and I'm talking about the ship to the right of us, the triangle ship. I believe it is part of the Phoenix lock box, or the Phoenix boxes. That's like a recurring theme in Star Trek Online, where you can actually obtain older ships that were given to you freely in Star Trek Online. So if you're really wanting to have one of these things, and it's really awesome, I definitely highly recommend you guys purchasing the Phoenix boxes just to obtain this thing, because it's really cool. And there is a way to actually get these things, but it's all up to you anyway. So comparing it between these two, it's basically the same, in its size, it's flat out basically the same comparison between the upper and the lower part of this ship is basically the same. Its size from the front all the way to the back right here, so front back, it's basically the same deal. The only thing that it changes is the way that this thing actually flies. Now those sparks that you guys are seeing, these sparks right here that you're seeing emanating from the ship, that is not part of the ship. That is a trait that I'm using. That is not part of the ship. Let me just say about that. Somerville plus left. There we go. So this ship is going to rotate left. Now, obviously, I already said all of the comparison, or at least all of the customization that we did, I actually pressed cancel. So this is how the ship actually looks like in space. I haven't done any modification to it at all. I am using the stock gear that this thing comes equipped with. No real very high-end gear has been selected. Just coming out of the box, the level-less items that are on this thing are available on my ship as well. So let's see, we got 3 weapons on the front. We got a deflector dish and also a secondary deflector dish slot, a impulse warp and a shield slot. We got 3 weapons on the aft. We have room for the 3 device slots. Now, if you guys don't know what devices are, these are basically, these things: the red matter capacitor, the temporal negotiator, a little bit of aid that you can ask in combat for to aid you. Also, the subspace field modulator you can put up there just to to give yourself a little bit of damage resist. Temporary hit points over here. All of the batteries and all that can be implemented up there. Definitely highly recommend you guys choosing wisely, because you have room for 3 of those right there. So you also have room for 3 engineering consoles just to keep this thing alive, make it more robust. So you have room for 3 engineering console slots. You have room for 4 science abilities, console enhancing consoles right here, to give it more power in science right here. And if you're going to do the conventional DPS, you have room for 3 tactical console slots as well right here, that I definitely would not recommend doing on this thing, because it's definitely science and science heavy. So I would say go science on this particular ship. What this ship also has is a cloak. Just like this, and I can decloak. Hello? Why did I not decloak? Oh. Right here. It can decloak and cloak out of combat, not while you are in combat. This is not a battle cloak. This is just a normal cloak. So after 3 seconds, it's going to give you an X amount of stealth, -5 current shield power per second, and also +15 defense. After cloaking, you're gonna get a damage boost of 15% for the next 5 seconds. So if you want to implement that in your tactics, you can definitely do that. Do some stealth, do some, decloaking near the enemy's front gate and then just hammer it, you're going to get a bonus increasement of 15%. Let's go over to the Starship Mastery. So level 5 plus 15 to exotic damage abilities. Now right there is the questions that you guys needed to ask yourself. Is this thing really worth all of the science stuff that I'm going to do DPS with? Yes, because this also is going to give you a free plus 15% in damage if you level this thing up, and you're going to level this thing anyway if you just take it in combat. Level 2 plus 10 in shield hit points. So whatever shield hit points you're going to get, mine currently has 6,824 hit points. This thing is going to give you 10% if you go over level 2. Level 3 is going to improve your hull and your shield healing abilities by 10%, so you're going to be more effective in healing and healing others as well. Improve shield regeneration at level 4. You're going to get an X amount of regeneration every 6 seconds, and I say X because that is a number that is based upon your character. Mine has 640.2 shield regeneration every 6 seconds. Now that is definitely tied up to your skills, and as you guys know, my skill points, let me just bring that up, are non-existent for space. For the unlockable Starship trait, Spore-infused anomalies, science and intel abilities cause your anomalies to deal damage. Whenever you activate a science or intel bridge officer ability to the foes within 5 kilometers of your anomalies, you're going to get an X amount of radiation damage. Now mine is 7,406. And also in a reduction in power levels for the next 20 seconds. That is minus 16.1 to all power levels of your enemy. Now, that is not a drain. Those powers are not going to come to your ship. They're just going to be lost in space. That's a bummer, but it's nice. It's nice. So let me just go over to the statistics. Some of you guys actually want to see how much this thing is turning. Currently, it is turning 24 degrees per second. It's basically just like an escort. But then again, this kind of, the way that this ship has been built is kind of needed because most of the science abilities that are from your bridge officers tend to be pointed front and front only. So, this thing needed to be pointed really fast towards your enemy. So basically just like an escort, even though it's not an escort, you kind of need to turn really quick and really fast. So next is going to be the Universal Console. The Mycelial Spore Burst Console is a defensive tactical discovered on a early mission. Early containment modules for the mycelial spores weren't the most stable, making them a liability to keep them aboard and being shot at. During the mission in question, several were released to keep the ship and crew safe. They then quickly destabilized, dealing significant damage to the pursuing foes. Study of that incident allowed a significant advantage in containment safeties, allowing them to be stored safely on any ship and deployed as needed. When activated, this console deploys some of those spores, which will deal significant electrical damage to foes who get in range. Now, this console also provides auxiliary power setting by 3.8 and also 70.1 in science readiness. So improve your science bridge officer ability cooldowns. Very nice. That's basically making your abilities be able to, to come up quicker so you can use them again. So target self 0.5 second to activate with a 2-minute cooldown. Eject the mycelial anomaly behind you for the next 10 seconds. When a foe gets near the anomaly, it's going to deal electrical damage up to 2 others. So it's basically going to go over to another enemy as well. Activating an exotic damage ability grants 0 cycle haste to your enemy for the next 10 seconds. I don't know if this is... Yeah, this is part of this part right here. So, activating an exotic damage ability will grant 4% in firing cycle haste for energy-based weapons for the next 10 seconds. And firing cycle haste is basically whenever your beams or cannons are going to fire, they basically go into a short cooldown, and then you can use them again. And this 4% in cycle haste is going to make that cooldown just a little bit smaller, so you can fire them more often. I hope I pronounced that correctly. What else? Bridge Officer Station. We have a Lieutenant Universal / Intelligent Bridge Officer seating. We have a Lieutenant Commander Tactical seating to do the traditional DPS. We have a Commander Science Intel Station that we are going to use Gravity Well on. And then I'm going to use somebody else then. All right. Tychon's Drift, Gravity Well, all of these science abilities. Particle Burst. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, so we got a Lieutenant Commander Engineering Station for survivability. I'm going to go with... do I have hull healing? I do have hull healing. Okay, so emergency power to shields just to get a little bit of... do I want this? Emergency power to weapons? Nah, that's good. That I'm going to use for hazard emitters. So also a Ensign Science Station for the last one. So definitely science heavy. And I would recommend getting this universal right here. That is intelligence. I don't believe I have an intelligent. I do, but yeah, okay, that can work. So I got intelligence team and override subsystem safeties just to show you guys that this is possible. Now it also has to do with the fact that it's a universal and also intelligence. So you can basically use intelligence for everything that is available here, or just use it for tactical, or use it for survivability, or use it for more science abilities. You know, endless possibilities right there. Also endless possibilities right here for the intelligence, so you can definitely go nuts on intelligence abilities right here if you want to go that route. But I'm actually liking this setup. Now also I want to mention that this is not a build. Do not use this for your for your main character, because no real thought has gone into what actually abilities I'm going to use. This is just something that I think, hey, might actually be something cool and useful to showcase in combat. As you guys see, I am in... Why am I in cloak? Is it this? No, it's this one, the intelligence. Okay, so it gives me a little bit of stealth. This is cloak. Very nice. And all of my shields are online and offline, and my weapons are offline as well. Nice. All right. The one thing that I didn't show you is the Admiralty card. Let me just look that up right now. So here we got the Somerville Intel Science Vessel Tier 6. It has 2 stars in its rarity, so not really useful, or at least it's not, high end. It has 28 points in engineering and in tactical, 28 as well, 52 in science, and special ability. If you slot this thing with another ship, you're going to get plus 10 in science point per science ship. So if you run multiple science ship, you're going to get plus 10 points in science. So this thing is going to go higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, all the way up to a point where you're going to get criticals. It's currently on reserve because it's not being utilized. 18 hours in cooldown and in maintenance after use. Very nice. Now I am going to take this into combat because the bridge tour, as you guys saw, there is no unique bridge, so there's no real benefit of me actually showing that normal default bridge, the origin. So I'm just going to take this into combat. and see how good this thing is going to do. Now, I do want to give you guys a little bit of a shout out to Cryptic, because they actually made it easier for us to do patrol missions. So I don't actually need to go like, you know, transwarp to the Argala patrol mission. I can basically start it right from here. So you go over here to the PvE TFO kind of window right here, and there is a new tab right here that's going to give us access to patrols. Now you can use it and filter out per quadrant. So you got the beta and the delta, and I believe they are making the alpha as well if there are patrol missions on the gamma quadrant as well. But I'm interested in doing the delta, and we got the wanted, that is the Argala system patrol, and you can actually launch it from right here. And you can basically just snap into that patrol mission, or at least the beginning of that mission, and it's going to make life easier. Look at this right here, wanted, inside the mission already. That's cool. So let us give these Benthans a little bit of help. Now, I do want to showcase this mycelial spore burst, but then I need gravity well to hold these guys. Actually, I don't need gravity well, but could be fun if I actually fly over there. And so these guys are going to be stuck up here, and I'm going to use these special ability. If I can go there. No, my gravity well is so weak that this thing is not actually going to do that. But anyway, here we go. Oh, right. Eject warp plasma. That is what I was actually... There we go. This guy got radiational damage. And it's getting radiation damage due to the mycelial spore. Nice. This guy's almost dead, by the way. Let me just finish this guy off with all of my exotic abilities that are not actually existing on my ship. Got Titan's Drift over there. Now there are more and better abilities on the exchange for you guys to grab to use. These abilities are not that good, so I wouldn't recommend using those abilities as a build.
Looks like our fight got them to notice us.
Yes, alright. I can actually cloak. How about that? And then decloak really quickly, and then just fire everything at this guy. I put up a Titan Rift right there, so that's gonna deal kinetic damage whenever this guy is close, but it's not that close. Ouch! Ouch! I need heal. Okay, continuity actually kicked in, that actually saved my butt. Yes. Good. Now I am doing the wrong version of this ship, because I'm doing mostly traditional damage with beam fire at will, beam overload, and what's this thing called again? Chemocyte. And you basically need to do damage science ways and not this kind of science. Now, one thing that I didn't show is the gather intel. Let me just grab it on an enemy that's not fully let's do it on that guy. So you can actually gather intelligence on that guy. So we got shields, weapon, or I believe this is Ox. Oh, critical systems. So you can actually expose this guy in relative terms, like giving him, dealing more damage to him. Basically, just like an expose in ground where you can actually vaporize a guy. It's basically the same system, but then just for space. So overall, I'm kind of liking it, even though I don't really do science that good. You got a gravity well over there. Let's put up a couple of these guys, and here we go in 3, 2, 1. The mycelial spore burst. Here it goes, just like eject warp plasma, just dealing electrical damage to anybody and everybody that is near this carrier should get... No, it's moving away. Okay, there we go. It's gotten electrical damage. Look at that. Electrical damage. Very nice, right? Look at this guy. This guy is like, hey, what's that electricity up there? Let's go take a closer look. And he got vaporized by it. Tychon's Rift again. Let me gather some intelligence on this guy, and I'm actually going to use to take away his shield whenever this thing is done. There we go. Let's grab his shield. Look at that. Gravity well. Now putting everybody in one place. No. Yes, I will do that right now. Not. What? What did he say about the asteroids? That's new. I never knew that part. Gather intelligence on that guy. Possible hideouts in the asteroids? What? That's crazy. All right, weapon system. So this guy's not firing anymore because the weapon system should be getting a tougher or a diminishing return, basically. Yeah, he's not doing any damage at all. Yes, got him. Hey, you little Kazan Raider. Okay, I want to showcase the carrier. The carrier is good. All right. Can I get a cloak? Yes, cloak. Now, when I'm going to decloak, I'm going to activate this mycelial spore burst right away on top of this guy and see how much electrical damage this guy is going to get. Decloak, and then burst this electrical. Oh, the Benthon is assisting me right away because I actually can put him in place with a gravity well as well. Here we go, mycelial burst. No, I was too far away. Aww. Anyway, you guys get the idea. This thing is actually doing electrical damage all over the place in that particular area. That's just my piloting skills that are not good. But this is a review. This is not, you know, a build or tactics, how to use your abilities in this on this ship. Now let me just go a little bit away from the combat so these guys are not going to assist me, or at least target me and put me into red alert. So this particular ship, just to give you guys a rundown, I believe it is overpriced. 5,000 Zen with a discount, 4,000 Zen. Even though you get two of these things, whew, that's a lot of money, a lot of resources in the game. 5,000 for two ships, way too much. If it was 3,000 and you get that discount of 20%, yeah, okay, that might be worth it. Even though it's a science ship, it's definitely versatile. You guys saw that. You have a commander science and intelligence bridge officer station, so you can, you know, mess around with intelligent abilities as well. You have a lieutenant universal, so you can slot in tactical engineering or science up here, and also mess around with intelligent bridge officer seating, even though you have two of them. And then you have the traditional dealing damage abilities, so you got commander tactical right here, or lieutenant commander tactical, lieutenant commander engineering, and just for survivability you have a little bit of hull healing that I normally use. Ensign science station up here. So that was it. Hope you guys had a little bit of fun. This is a science heavy ship. It's not going to do a lot of DPS with the traditional way because there are not enough consoles to enhance your weapons. And to be honest, not enough consoles to be a full science heavy ship. But if you like the design, if you like the ship, go for it. Really cool. Some of you actually commented on another ship that this thing kind of looks like a toilet lid. You know, the thing that you put down when you're doing your business. I kind of see that, to be honest. It is basically flattened out in its design, just like the Lucari ship, the triangle. But I believe it's overpriced. 5,000 is way too much dough to, to put out for for one particular ship, even though you're going to get one for the Federation, one for the Klingons. I believe it's too much dough. But anyway, that is my opinion. If you guys are into Intel, or at least into science and science ship, and you guys think this is worthy, let me know in the comment section how you're going to build this ship. And very interested in seeing that as a comment. But anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys had a little bit of fun and knowledge, entertainment coming out of my channel. Would love to see you guys on the next video. And I'm going to say, as I always do, later.